that you've got a view, I'm sure you will have, on the view on long COVID and the fact that the then Prime Minister said, "Pah, long COVID, don't believe it." I mean, you think very much otherwise.
So, I've spent my life 7 days a week over the last 3 years working on COVID and long COVID and interacting a lot with the 1.7, 1.8 million people in Britain who have long COVID. And, they've paid a very high price for those enormous waves of COVID that we had in this country. And many of them still don't have their lives back to normal, don't have their employment back to normal. And it's really, hitting home now, the long-term disability that they have. So, yes, it felt very tough and I suppose very hurtful to them to see it sort of dismissed with sort of rude words scrawled across the briefing. It wasn't quite the level of seriousness that it needed.
And talk to us about long COVID. How does it manifest itself? I have a friend whose gut is struggled significantly since he had COVID.
Yeah, I know. It's, so as you know, and it's a big deal, isn't it? So as I said, millions of people
Changed his life forever.
Absolutely changes your life, changes everything. So we have a big study going at Imperial College where we have clusters of people. Some of them are more neurocognitive and brain fog. Some of them are more gastrointestinal, like your friend. Some of them are more wheezing and breathlessness. Some of them post-exertional, post-exercise exhaustion, and there are many, many different mechanisms hypothesized for it, but it's a real thing and it's a big thing, and it's an enormous oncoming burden.
Does it come to an end?
Yes and no. So we've got some people getting better, and the sobering news is that I looked into people who treated people 22 years ago from SARS-1 and said, what became of your long-term patients? And the news was horrible. Many of them never got better, never got their jobs back, and never went back to normal. So it's so something to take seriously because it's a huge burden for those people and a huge oncoming burden for the NHS.